All right, good morning, folks. Welcome to the pre-market show. Hope you're having an amazing morning. Good morning, Norm. How are you today?
Hey, good morning, Carlos. I'm doing great. Hope you're having a good morning. How about yourself?
Yes, I'm doing good as well this morning. So let's see what the market has for us today. We had a great day yesterday too, so I can't wait to get into that. I mean, just tons of stocks in play yesterday, so that was nice to see. Looks like we have a lot of our gappers list are quite of the stocks that we've been watching over the last couple of days, so we'll get into those as well. Yesterday we had a great class on the commissions, so that was nice by William. He did a great job there. So if you missed it, he's gonna post it in the education center, I believe by this weekend. So make sure to look out for that if you have any questions or want to understand better how commissions work. All right, guys. So let's get into it. Yeah, I agree. Beyond the Meat is BYND is on a tear right now, so we'll get into that one. Let's look at what we had yesterday. So let's go over the top place and highlights. Oh, why is my thing green? Hold on, let me change this to blue. All right, so let's get into it, guys. So let's look at here's my watches we had from yesterday. So let's start with Kara. Kara had an amazing day yesterday, but the open was very choppy. I had my eye on this one. If you look on here, here's the pre-market action. It's just kind of all over the place. Then the open, it really just didn't really give us a good open range breakup, right? It had these several candles here. I was watching the price action, so I'm not just basing it right now. If you look at that 5 minute, you're like, oh wait, but this looks pretty clean. But if you were looking at the actual price action, it didn't look clean to me. It was very choppy like. So there was not a good open range opportunity breakup, at least in the price action itself. You could turn the 1 minute charts kind of all over the place. Then it kind of topped out here and it kind of just consolidated, just kept consolidating here. Then eventually lost VWAP. This would have been a great loss of VWAP down here. Loses the low of the day, goes right to it, then continues to drop down to these levels that we had. So look at this level we had here, 2012 that we found, right? It's the low of the pre-market in here, comes right to it, tests that, and tries to get back up to VWAP, but it can't. So again, but the open was very choppy. If you was able to catch a short here, that was great. DKS was amazing. Right at the open was a little crazy though, because it looked like it was just going to sell off. So it looked like it was going to get too extended, right? And after something gets too extended, you don't want to take it for a short or open range breakdown, because the problem that happens here, you got to be careful with, is you got to manage your risk to reward, right? What is going to be your risk to reward if you jump on a stock all the way down here? So if you let's look at the 1 minute, right? Look at this beautiful drop. When you don't want to chase this here. If you do that, you can, the risk to reward is just not great at all. Eventually you want to wait for a pullback. If you wait for the pullback here, you probably would have got something out of it. But really just not a good opening range breakup situation here with such a big sell-off. What I liked about this stock is it gives us a beautiful opening or false VWAP breakout, comes above VWAP, cannot get towards this moving average here. You can see a clear resistance right on here. This level clearly couldn't break that, and it sells off nicely. Good entry here right below VWAP. Sometimes people get in right at when the candle breaks VWAP. Other people like to wait for the next 5 minute candle, right? Wait for that confirmation. And if you did, you also got a beautiful entry here, right? When it touches VWAP, sells right back down. That could have been another great entry once it didn't break above VWAP. And then you have this beautiful drop. Now, the most impressive thing about this is the levels that we found, guys. So this 3505, this was not on here in the low of the day. We had that from yesterday when we did our pre-market show together. And then we also had 3418. Also a level that we found off the pre-market or the daily chart. I don't recall where. But these two levels we had already on here. And look how this stock comes right to these levels for a good partialing out here. So just amazing how those levels are played out. Next we had ANF. ANF was also pretty choppy on the price action. It was also on short selling restrictions, so very difficult to get into this trade. Off the bat goes up to VWAP. This is a great move here. You know when it tests VWAP like this and it comes back down, it just kind of shows a weakness, right? Some people ask us, well, how I hear Norm saying that the stock looks weak, or I hear someone saying this looks strong. How do you determine that? Well, this is a perfect example right here, right? You sell up and then it sells right back down, basically engulfing the previous candle after it hits VWAP. To me, that's a sign of weakness. So here I want to look to take this short. You have your low of the day here. Once it starts cracking that, it's a great entry, good risk to reward to get down to these levels. So beautiful trade here. Andrew took this trade perfectly. It didn't run much though. It took too long to get to these 1864 level I had here. It just kind of started selling down, then it came back up to VWAP. This would have been a great entry if you was watching this. Again, just great risk to reward, and eventually it does get down at least to 1880. Well, because that could be an area as well. Again, sometimes it might not hit your 1864 exactly. So all these levels are an area. AMD traded well. Mike B in the chat room took an amazing trade on AMD. Again, started off pretty choppy here, so not a good entry for long or short right at the moment, because again, just kind of comes up, comes back down, just wrapping itself around the VWAP. So here you could get stopped out depending, whether you want to take it long or short. But eventually here was a great indication, once it couldn't get above VWAP and it starts selling down, you might not catch this move right here. That's difficult to do. But here it still could have been a really good risk to reward and entry here for short. So on the 5, you can see it clean as well. It just doesn't want to go above the VWAP. And once it sells down, this could have been your entry here, and you get this entire move all the way down here. So just a beautiful trade on AMD, and then a very nice V reversal back to VWAP, right? So these are not easy to catch, but you can tell here cannot make a new low, makes a new high. Maybe you jump in here towards the VWAP, and that could have been a couple of cents there. We had Apple as well. Apple just surprised me yesterday. No, I don't know if you took a shot on this one, but Apple,
Yeah.
you did. How did you trade this one?
Yeah. I took a long at the open. It looked really strong when it opened and wicked down right there. You can kind of see it, the hammer on the 1 and the 5, and I got an early entry. I got stopped out on that pullback, and I waited where I got stopped out. I got out a little early because the strength didn't really maintain in it. And then where you see that pullback on the 5-minute, it came and touched VWAP and started to bounce off. I got back into it at that point.
Oh,
and then I actually took a short. If you pull up the 15-minute chart, you'll see it. That peak right there at 10:30 on the 5. But on the 15, it just beautifully double topped. I say beautifully, even though it kind of goes against one of my philosophies on a double top, is the second top is lower than the first, but it was very close. And with a $180 price stock, sometimes you can get a little bit of variance in that. But when it hit that 200 moving average up there, and then just immediately almost engulfed, so I rode that down under 177.
Oh, sweet, man. Sweet. Yeah, that's very clean on the 15-minute. Very, very clean. And then another one we had was Roku. Roku was also nice. Let's go into the 5-minute here. This one also took off later in the mid-morning. The start was very choppy, guys. Again, this could have stopped you out because just look at this price action. It goes above VWAP, below VWAP, above VWAP, below VWAP. So if you take a shot here, let's say this looks good for a long, right? It looks strong. You get the nice pullback. Let's say you get in here for the opening range breakup, right? This looks like it wants to head up. If you get stopped out twice, just leave it alone. Let it settle in. After about 20 minutes or so, it settles in nicely, right? It gives you this beautiful consolidation here to a point. Not a strategy we teach, but a lot of people watch for the type of strategy. Kind of you can see making higher highs, right? Higher lows here on these wicks. So it's kind of setting up for a long, and then eventually gives this beautiful pop, right in here. So it goes to the high of the day and it keeps going higher. So again, pretty tough to take a trade here. You could have been stopped out, and the way Roku moves, it can really move for a lot of volume. But again, just gives you a nice little pop here towards the top. And then the one that everybody's been talking about and today also is already down 9.5 solely. Solely, again, just an insane move. Went from 21 bucks, I think it was, or 20, all the way up to 29, 30 bucks. So just crazy. But again, guys, don't have the fear of missing out. Today, this is where you don't want to join the party anymore. This is where it starts getting crazy, right? Here's was the entrance. Here's the guys that were smart, got in early. It was making clean moves. If you look at the trading day during this day, it was making very clean moves. You could monitor your size on these type of trades because they're they're lower price or low floats. Then the following day, you got to be careful. This is when things starts going bad, and now it's down 9.5. So I'm sure a lot of people hurt their accounts trying to trade this and trying to catch a move yesterday, just because of fear of missing out. So no FOMO 2019. Just keep that in mind. Let's not chase moves that already have happened. So again, just a lot of moves yesterday. We had a great watch list. Agree, John. John is it could be a lot of pump and dump. Anything that's 5 million, 5 million share floats. It could be so manipulated, right, by just anyone. So you want to be careful with that. Something like that's not going to happen on AMU, MD, or Roku or Apple. That's not going to happen. All right, guys. So let's get into it. Let's see what we have here. Let's start with our first one, BYND. So BY, and actually before we get into it, Norm, any news we have? Anything going on that we should be aware about this today or this week?
Yeah. So the SPY's up just around 0.3% this morning. You can see right at 8:30, it went a little haywire. There was a slew of economic news that came out. The first revision of first quarter GDP, which originally came out at 3.2, was expected to be revised down to 3.0. Actually came in a little higher than expected at 3.1. There were a number of things that jobless claims came in right where they expected. There were a couple of other. I think there was an inflation number that came in a little bit better than expected. So, overall, it was pretty decent economic news. Of course, we've got the backdrop of the trade war stuff right now. So, any tweet that comes out or any news that comes out, yesterday it was China, threatening to not let the U.S. buy rare earth metals, which are like 80% mined in China now. So, it's just kind of back and forth, and every day we're kind of getting this. And as you and I have been speaking about, that 281 number on the SPY, we're sitting below that, which was previous resistance, turned into some support, and now we're below it. So kind of in no man's land in my mind. The VIX has dropped 3.2% this morning. So, maybe we're setting up and we'll find some people interested in some value buying here, some bigger investors that'll hold the market here, but we'll just kind of wait and see over the longer term.
Yeah, you're right. It's really pretty flat. It can go either way. I mean, it can really go either way. And like you said, any information comes out can, push it one way or the other. So we'll see how that happens. It's just crazy though. Even though with that yesterday, we still had some really good moves. Just kind of tells you how, when the stock is in play, you're going to get action, right? So some of the stocks we had yesterday were in play. And they showed that throughout the trading day, like Dix, right? Dix for sure. That was earnings, I believe, right? I think it was.
Yes, Dix had earnings yesterday morning.
So regardless of what the market's doing, when you have good stocks in play, we know we can find some really good moves. So let's hope we get the same today.
Absolutely.
Let's start with BYND. This one is just on fire. Again, I keep saying it. Brian took an amazing swing trade yesterday. Actually, he took it late in the day, and right at the after hours trading, he took a partial at 97. I think 97 something was the high of yesterday in after hours. So today, hitting 104, so hopefully he's still holding on to the majority of that, because that's just an insane move. And he called it. He was calling this out throughout the entire week that, BYND looks like it wants 100, and it got 100. It's doing a lot more than that today. Very active, up 7.5, 300,000 shares traded so far. Very nice, clean pre-market action. You can see here, it's just, again, it's got some serious volume here, some good, clean pre-market action, making all-times high. Looks like it might want to get to 105 any minute now. So that will be in play. We'll take a look at that. Next, we have TAK. TAK, what do we have here? I have volume, but no change. It's a little funky. I'm not sure if this volume is from today or not. It says 160, but my Dash Trader Pro is not giving me any information. So we'll come back to that one. No, let me know if you find something on that. That looks weird. So here we have SOLY. Again, this is just the one that you don't want to be involved in today. I guess the big moves have happened already. So this is where it gets tricky. People that have the fear of missing out, that they could have been in at 5 and, got out at 15 and made 15 grand for the day, feel like they might feel like they need to do something now. And again, you can get caught in some serious pump and dump situation here. So we're not watching this one today. Go ahead.
That TAK, I think you can just disregard TAK. The majority of the volumes in two big block trades anyway. So
gotcha. All right, we'll definitely get rid of that. Here we go. Boom. All right, so solely, just for entertainment purposes, we'll put it down here, just for entertainment, but not really something that I'm going to be looking to trade today. All right, next we have EL. This is another low flow as well, right? ELTK.
Tiny float.
Yeah, this is not trading great today. I had a good day yesterday. Yesterday had a great day yesterday. Look at this pop going from $3 all the way up to 9. So again, huge day yesterday. Look at the price action throughout the day. So it's just a beautiful pop here. Again, not our style of trading these low flow stocks. This one is what? This one is $800 right? So not, I mean, this is really, really low float. So you want to be careful with this today. Has some volume, down 12.9, so giving some back today, and pre-market action is pretty all over the place. We'll get some levels for it, but again, just not one that we'll be looking to trade this morning, at least not from my end. I'm sure Norman's not even going to look at this today neither.
No.
Pretty light.
Actually, I think Brian dipped his toe in that rally yesterday on ELTK, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Brian is good at that. He's nice at catching some of these breakout moves. He's that's his niche, not his niche, but he he has a touch for that. So, all right, let's look at a Nasdaq active, Nasdaq gainers. Very light today. So once we go through these two columns, we'll go over what you guys have on your end, and then we'll go over our favorites, right? Well, not our favorites, but the stuff we watch often: AMD, SQ, MU. We'll look at those because it could be a day today where we just sit back, sit tight, and just see what the scanners give us. OBLN, 1.9 million shares traded here, but this is more of a penny stock, guys. Really trading under $1 here. Again, these stocks, the strategies that we teach don't work well in these type of stocks, right? So you want to avoid this. AMD is on here. AMD's got some volume, 1 million shares traded. Not a crazy pre-market action, but I love the volume, so let's keep AMD on here. Traded very well yesterday, very clean. Nasdaq ETF is up slightly. LTBR, 813,000 shares traded. It looks like a penny stock as well, really trading under $1. So again, our strategies just do not work well with this type of stuff. JD we have on here. JD's got some good volume this morning, 683. So that's some nice volume. It's got to be a block trade because I don't see a good pre-market action here.
Yeah, and actually this is perfect right now. You can see the 2 block trades on your time and sales because Rahul on YouTube asked, how do we know that? So if you're seeing a lot of volume, but you're not seeing a lot of consistent candles, or you see one big volume bar at the bottom, take a look over at time and sales. And if there hasn't been a lot of transactions, it'll still be sitting there. But you can just see those massive orders that comprise, 532 and 148. So that's almost, 99% of the volume for the morning.
Oh yeah.
In those 2 trades. So that's how you see it, and that's what it is. And it's pretty much meaningless. It's just a transaction between 2 private parties that got recorded there. That it doesn't move the price.
Yep, absolutely. So, and then look, if you look at there's not even a candle here. That's how funny that is. Not even a candle in here showing any price action. So, so not much going on here on JD. We'll skip that one. TVIX, as we talked about earlier, is slightly down today. So we'll see what that does. Here we go on ONVO, penny stock, guys. Again, looks like it's ready to tear it up here, probably get to $1. But again, it's just not anything that we trade with our strategies here. But this looks very active if you're into these type of stocks. It's got some good volumes, up 59%. Just for the heck of it, since we have a little bit of time, let's see what's the news on this. I do not see anything on Benzinga. Just curious what's causing this rally here. I don't see anything, so be careful with that. All right, Nasdaq ETF, BYND here, selling some. We have this one selling down a bit now, but again, just really strong on for the day. Last one, ELTK, also the low flow we have down here as well. Horrible pre-market action. It's got some volume. It's down 14% right now, but it had a huge day yesterday. Next we have OBLN. We looked at this earlier. Also penny stock, nothing much happening here. Next we have ECOR. Not much happening here. No volume, guys. So again, just look at this pre-market action. Nothing going on. GNPX. Penny stock, also no volume. Nothing happening. BTVT, no volume. NVRV, no volume. UBX, nothing. CPAH, nothing. CFMS, nope. This one we have. And last one here, SESN. Horrible pre-market action. It's got a little bit of volume, 135,000 shares. It is up 4.5, but just look at this pre-market action here. Well, actually from here. Just horrible pre-market actions. Check the daily just to see what we have. Daily looks nice though for this type of stock. It's been a nice little rally here. It's just consistently making higher highs, higher lows here on the daily, popping nicely. So they got a nice daily chart, but again, the pre-market action doesn't look great, and just not one that I'm going to watch today. All right, folks, we need your help. What do you guys have on your end?
I got a few for you,
Yeah, let's
Carlos.
go for it.
All of them need a little bit more volume, but we'll see. So DG, Dollar General,
All right.
PANW, Palo Alto
PANW.
Networks.
All
Yeah,
right.
November Whiskey, and then BITA. Take a look at those
BITA.
three.
Excellent. All right. Oh, BITA. Man, I had a bad loss on this one last year. I remember this one. This is when I was in the stupid phase of making stupid mistakes and holding stuff. Yeah, this was painful. I remember this one. This was my averaging down days. All right. So let's see what we got here. All right, let's go through. So we have DG. DG's up nice. It's 5.2. Needs the volume, but it must have some news. It's up 5.2 right now, right? On DG.
Yeah, they have earnings.
Earnings, excellent. All right, so this will be good. We'll take a look at that. PANW at the moment down 6.4. I like this daily chart. A little higher price for my liking, but I like this daily chart.
I like the daily. It is a little higher priced. The spread you got to watch it before you take a trade because it can get a little spready at times. But I think today it might be a little bit cleaner. So we'll see.
Yeah, this daily chart looks nice because again, it's just you clearly have the loss of this support here, this moving average as well. So that's a nice drop. What's the news on this one? Anything going on?
Yeah, they released earnings, and I believe it was last night.
Mm-hmm.
Last night they released earnings, and yeah, they had a couple of price target cuts by analysts too. So
gotcha. And then we have BITA. BITA needs again. All these three guys need more volume, but we like the way the daily chart's looking on here. This one also has a pretty decent daily chart popping up 8.7. Should be getting to 100,000 any minute now. Pre-market action doesn't look great, but we'll give it a little time to see how it develops on here. Could be a good possibles to watch, but DG's I'm sorry, not DG, PANW. This daily chart looks very, very good. All right, cool. What else you guys have on your end? PVH. Whoops, no G there. All right, so this one is down 9.3. Oh, this is good too. It's a nice little drop here. Needs more volume, but this is a very nice drop. Yeah, I like this one. Pre-market action doesn't have much going on right now because the volume is not there. But this could be one that we can watch, for our scanner. So we'll get some levels on this one. I like the way it dropped and lost some of those levels. BYND we have, guys. Yeah, this one is probably the best stock in play today. I mean, it is very active. It's got some good volume, up 3.9, making all-time highs. And the last couple of days has kind of been tearing it up here. Had a great big day yesterday. So a lot of positive stuff going on for BYND. I'm sure there's a lot of people are going to be taking profits here, so be careful. It might be a nice drop here. But I wouldn't be going short on a stock that's trading so strong neither. So just wait for the price action to dictate which is the best way, if you can find an edge to trade this long or short. TY.
It looks to me like BYND has shorts loading up on it. You don't have any available. I have, I think every day with IB had shorts available on BYND, and this morning they're all gone.
They're all gone. Well, no. Yeah. It's a recent IPO. I mean, technically, right? So it's going to be hard to find stocks to short on this anyway. What else we have? All right, so TLYS. Yeah, really low volume on this one. I see what you're looking at. Daily chart looks nice because it has this beautiful drop here, right? It's leaving these levels of $10 here, but really, really low volume. Only 12,000 at the moment. So this could be one that if it hits our scanners could be nice, but the volume is really low on this one. Teva. Well, yeah, what's Teva up to? Teva's been taking a hit over the last couple of days. Another big drop 2 days ago, and today's opening up.
I think they were warned that their credit rating might be decreased because of these. They just settled a lawsuit over opioid stuff in Oklahoma Tuesday. So it kind of it shows a little bit of what their liability and that might end up being over the next couple of years with different states and settlements. So.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, so they're definitely taking a hit, guys. But again, don't be short biased because a lot of the big drops, you got a nice big drop here, big drop a couple of days ago. So who knows if this can go any lower. But pre-market action right now, pretty all over the place. It's got some good volume, right? 305, but that 305 seems to be spread out on some random candles here, not really creating a good pre-market action. All right, let's see what else we have. Yep, I'll get to Lulu next after this one. BURL. This is pretty active. Let's get rid of some of these levels here. So this seems to be getting active over the last 15-20 minutes or so. Any news breakout on this? Daily chart. What's the float? 66 million shares float. All right, so that's good. ATR is 535. So you got to be very careful with this one. This thing can move. So yeah, it's got some activity happening now. Daily chart is all right. Daily chart is okay. We'll put it on here. It looks like it's getting active. Let's look at Lulu. What do we have on Lulu? Wow, Lulu had a nice big drop yesterday, leaving some of these levels here. You can clearly see lost this support here, lost this one up here as well. Nice big drop. Today's pretty flat, guys. Really no volume at all, but the daily looks nice. Again, we can expect some movement out of this today, one way or the other, but right now volume is really low. What else we have? Earnings on BURL. Yeah, BURL looks like it's gonna be very active today. Gotta be careful with this one, guys. ATR is really high, $5. You can tell by these candles here. Low of this pre-market at 138 or so, and now high is at 161. So this thing can move. Got to be very careful with this one. All right, let's do one more DLTR. Then we'll get into announcements. Then we'll find some levels. And again, guys, not a lot of stuff here is looking great. We're gonna pick the best ones out of here, out of this bunch. I forgot to add Teva here. Let's add Teva, and then we'll see what what we can watch today. But it could be a day where we just sit in our hands and kind of wait for the moves to happen. We're not gonna force anything today because not a lot of this stuff is looking great. All right, folks. I had one more, I think, right? Yes, DLTR. DLTR. What do we have going on DLTR? All right, so not much volume. Starting to slightly get over 100K. It is up 1.2, so pretty flat. Got a weird pre-market action right now. Seems to be all over the place, and the volume right now is pretty much dead. But again, a lot of this stuff looks like that. I'll throw it on here. Is any news on this today? DLTR.
They had earnings as well.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken. I know DG did.
Right.
Yep, Dollar Tree did as well. So they lowered their guidance, which is why it's getting hit.
Gotcha. All right, guys. So hey, we have quite a bit on here again, but a lot of it doesn't look too great right now. It's gonna be one of those days. Let's get into the announcements, and then we'll get into support and resistance, see what we find here.
Yeah, so a couple of things. We're going to have our next in our series of YouTube Live Ask Me Anything. It's going to be Brian and William this coming Saturday, June 1st at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. So if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell, do that and you'll be alerted of it. And so check that out. Next, Andrew is going to be speaking at the Modern Traders Summit in Montreal on June 22nd. There is a link to that with tickets available to it. Also, we're going to have a meetup the night before in Montreal, June 21st. Just RSVP on the forum page that's linked. You don't have to be a member to come to the meetups. Come, have a drink, talk about trading, whatever else. William's going to be there. Peter's going to be there. I'm going to be there. I'm not sure who else might be there. So there's a few of those things. And then what else do we have? So, thank you everybody for posting your pictures of your trading stations. We're now in the voting window for it. So vote for the pics you like with the reaction button on the bottom corner of the forum on the original post. Use the like reaction. Voting's going to close on May 31st, so tomorrow, and we'll announce the winner in the next newsletter.
Excellent.
That is what I have for the moment. If I forgot anything, I apologize.
Excellent. It looks like Denver's having a meetup tonight. First time I'm hearing about it. I think Nick just posted that on the chat room. So yeah, it looks like there's a Denver meetup tonight at 6 p.m. in the Blue Moon Brewing Company. So if you're in the area, definitely go to the forum and check that out. That's tonight at 6 p.m. I'm assuming local time, right? Nick?
You guys, just a reminder, when Andrew was down here in Texas in both Dallas and Austin, I think was actually the first group to ever have a meetup a long time ago. It was a couple years ago, I believe, and it was just 4 guys, 4 traders, part of the community. They got together for either lunch or drinks or coffee, sit around and talk about trading. There weren't any mods there. Andrew wasn't there. So, these small groups are great, just peer review and support and everything else. So shout out to Denver for putting a meetup together on your own like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So much positive comes out of it. All right, guys. So let's get into it. Let's find some levels on this list here. Let's get rid of the week. BYND, again, very exciting to look at this. Brian will be on. I'm sure he's going to be telling us about his trade on this one. Next, we have AMD. Oh, hold on a second. Let's find some levels. I know it's not a lot of levels on this one, but we can mark down the high of the pre-market on here at 104.89, and then the low of the pre-market sitting at 99.80. Other than that, you really have nothing up here. Obviously, we're all-time high, and then we have the previous day close, previous day highs right here, and then several levels down here. No moving average and anything else towards the top. So pretty clean right now. Let's see if we can get some support here and crack that high. But again, it's just been very strong over the last couple of days, last 2-3 days. AMD is very active this morning. 1.3 million shares traded. Does not have a clean pre-market action. Had a big day a couple of days ago, and then also had a nice rundown here yesterday, right? A nice little trading day here. So kind of stuck within the middle between these ranges we've been talking about, right? It's just kind of been, you look at this daily chart, it's like, wow, this is pure chop. So some levels, we have the previous day close right here. We have previous day low here. We have some moving averages coming in here as well, guys. Check this out. We got the 200, 50, and 20 all in this area here. You have the low from 2 days ago right below all those moving averages as well. Then towards the top, you have this level here, 28.64. We got this from several days on here, as you can see. And then you have the highs of yesterday and the day before. So plenty of levels on here. The only other level that I will probably add, one here towards the high, right? The high of the pre-market right now, sitting at 24.47. So I'll add that because usually, it can come up and test that, sell off from that, and then you have towards the bottom of the previous day close. So you don't really have to add one here. Pretty close to that on 28.17 is really close to that previous day close, which is a better and stronger level than the low of the pre-market. So we have DG here. So DG high of the pre-market sitting at 125.79. Above that, you have a slight pop here at 126.67 from these 2 days, kind of doing a nice double top here, beautiful double top actually, then selling off. So it's 2 pretty good levels there. Towards the bottom, you have this beautiful high from 2 days ago, right here on 122. Then you also have this other level here at 120. That's nice. That's the high from yesterday. And then towards the bottom, previous day close and other levels on here as well, 117.20, 116.44 based on these days here. If we can get going and break from this 125, 126, what do we have up here? Is this all-time high or what? I think it might be. Yep, definitely all-time high here. So that makes it interesting. So 126, 126.67 looks like it's all-time high. So let's see what the stock wants to do today. PANW right now, again, doesn't have much volume going on. It's trying to get some stuff happening here, but I do like the daily chart, right? Has a nice little drop here, down almost 6%. Low of the pre-market, 198.50. Looks like it wants to crack the high now. The high sitting at 202.90. So we'll mark that down. So in a nice little range there, it looks like it wants to pop up. Let's get a level in between here. That's a big drop. We're dropping from 210, as you saw here. Let's go back. Right, we're dropping from almost 210 down to 202. I don't expect it can run up that fast. We need something in between there to kind of gauge possible areas of taking profit. So I like this level here, and I'll explain in a second. I'm going to mark down 207.54. You have this days using it as support. You have these 2 days opening and closing almost right on that 207.54. Resistance and support. So plenty of days confirming that as a possible area of support and resistance. Then towards the bottom, in case we decide to go south, let's get back down here and see what we have. Going back. Oh, this is a great one here. 192.68. Again, a bit away from 198, but this stock could move. So 192.68, you got a clean level right on here. You got several days using this as major resistance, right? It comes right to it and just cannot break it over a period of almost 2 months. So that's a nice one there. All right, guys, just need to get more volume and a good pre-market action going here, but the daily chart is nice. It is a nicey stock, so it tends to take a little longer to go in. BITI right now, really no volume. Daily chart looks great. I'm gonna put some levels on here. I might not watch it off the bat. I have 1204 high of the pre-market, low of the pre-market sitting at a 1086. What do we have towards the top? We have a level right on here at 1313. Look how that level is right at this moving average too, so that's nice also. Then towards the top, we can mark down this one here. This could be a good one. 13, almost 14 bucks right up here as well. Got a clean support here and also resistance in this area after it sells off. Then towards the bottom, I don't think you need to add any, guys. You got plenty all the way down here. Whoops. Right here, you got plenty highs and lows, previous day close, plenty of levels in here. You don't need to saturate that anymore with any more levels. So I'm going to put this down as a maybe because I do like the daily chart, but the volume and pre-market action right now is not great. So we'll put it down here. Not going to be on my main watch list. Let's get rid of this here. Here we go. BPH. I'm sorry, BVH. PVH. This one here is... I like the daily chart, but again, just the volume and the pre-market action is not there. It's down 9.1, so that's nice. We'll do some levels for it, but I'm also going to move this down towards the bottom. Low of the pre-market 87.96. I'm sorry, 87.87. High of the pre-market sitting around 90.42. So we'll mark that down as well. We could bring this down a little more here. Perfect. So kind of trading within that range right now. Let's go back and see what we can find here. All right, so this is good. Clearly trading within this range here. We have those two levels already. Something towards the top. We can mark down this one here. I'll explain in a second why I like this one. 94.20. So 94.20. Look at all these 3 days here. Right, 1, 2, 3, all bouncing from that 94.20. And also you have several days on here as well, also having a huge problem getting above that 94.20. Eventually it gaps up and is able to break through it, but this was clearly a huge resistance for these guys over these couple of days, probably 15-20 days in there. So I think that's good for levels. Then above that you have, you know, your previous day close, low of 2 days ago. I'm sorry, low of yesterday, also around that $100 range. My only thing with this one is just the pre-market action now doesn't look great. But again, it's not a lot that looks great today, so I'm going to keep this one here for now. BURL starting to get going here, starting to get the engines running. Volume is pretty low at the moment. Let's look at the high of the pre-market sitting at 163. And this one has a very high ATR, guys. So you want to be very careful on the number of shares you take from this bad boy. Another one here at 167.68. Clear resistance, support, and then resistance in this area here. And then above that, you have this one here, 178.74. And then also this one here, 175. Again, guys, very careful with this one. That's towards the top. Towards the bottom, we can mark down this level here. This is 160. Well, the price action is right on it, 161.10. So the price action is right on it. Below that, you have 155, high from 2 days ago, and then high and lows and previous day close between this 150 and 145-ish area in here. Just for the heck of it, let's mark down the low of the pre-market at 135. So just tells you how much this thing moves. Low of the pre-market is 135.50 and the high is 163. So again, extremely careful with this one. ATR on this is 538. You do not want to be taking a large size on this. Teva is interesting because of the daily chart, but the pre-market action is just not looking great. Although it has 336,000 shares traded, down 2.4, you know, that activity is not happening now. It's really, really pretty crappy the way it's trading now. So We'll find some levels for it. I'm going to remove the ones we have now. Towards the bottom, we got some good levels. Not this $9 here. We have the low from 2 days ago as well. Low of the pre-market sitting at 9.44. So we'll mark that down to have that also. Towards the top, you have the previous day close. You have the high from yesterday very close to what the high from today is. So we're not going to mark that. We have that down there. And do we have anything between? If we can get a nice bounce here. I don't think we have anything between that 10 and 9. Just want to get something above that. Here it is. All right, so something above the levels we have already between this 11 and right at 11. So no, nothing between 11 and 10. All right, so we'll keep it the way it is. Tab, I'm going to move down here as a possible as well. I'm not going to watch right now because just the pre-market action is pretty crappy. So we'll get rid of this one. Here we go. All right. Did I get rid of the wrong one? I think I did. What did I delete? Shoot. All right. So I'll remove Teva. I deleted one there. I don't know what it was. If you guys can recall it, shoot it back to me. Oh, yeah, we go. BURL. That's what it was. Bring that back. BURL. Thank you. DLTR. What do we have on DLTR? Again, also pretty crappy pre-market actions. Barely got any volume. This is not anything exciting right here. So gonna get rid of this one also. And that's it, folks. And ELTK, again, I'm watching this solely for entertainment purposes. These stocks are low flow stocks. They're very dangerous. They're very risky. Really stay away from it. I think SOY, has done the nice move that it did already 2 days ago. It did a little bit more yesterday. Today it's in the area where, again, people can just start taking profits and this thing could really drop on you. So you don't, just be careful if you decide to trade that stuff. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Any other favorites moving? What is MU doing? What is SQ doing? SQ, see what we have here. SQ not doing much. Let's see what MU is up to. MU not doing much neither. All right, folks, this is all we have. Again, doesn't look too great, guys, so please don't force anything. Andrew's going to go over his list now, so let's see what he's able to find and what his input is on this stuff. And we will check you guys out tomorrow, 8:30 Eastern time. Take care, guys, and trade safe.
Trade safe, guys. Thanks for joining us.